Jones.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. The other day, Jaylen Washington finished with 18 points, and after the game, he was actually critical of himself for his defense. But how pleased were you with his assertiveness when he got the ball? Because he got to the rim a lot, was able to finish a lot. And did you see that? Think that maybe he took a step forward with being assertive around the basket and being able to finish more.
Well, I do think he was really effective for us, and it really helped us being able to score around the basket. I always say that, I want to dominate points in the paint through post and penetration, and, his ability to be able to finish around the basket um, was huge for us to stay in the game against Boston College and ultimately be able to pull out that win. And so, um, I was really proud of him from that standpoint, and um, just the consistency of being able to finish around the basket and be a low post presence for us is just really huge. And he came up big for us against Boston College.
You've talked a lot about his path, obviously being slowed because of the injuries. Are there some areas of his game that maybe we won't see that has been consistently getting better the last couple of months since he's been getting a lot more playing time and pretty comfortable with his physical situation?
Yeah, he can really shoot the basketball. He's only made one three that was against Wake Forest towards the end of the game. That's an area for us offensively that can make us even better. Like having a five that can pick and pop and knock down consistently from three, it just opens up the spacing even more for us to put the ball on the floor, to drive, to attack. And so, um, again, he's only hit one this year, but I mean, he can really shoot the basketball. And so my hope is that some point this year he can get on a roll, shooting the ball from the outside and being able to knock down multiple threes in a game.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Go to Jeremiah Holloway.
Yeah, good morning, Hubert. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Wanted to ask about Seth Trimble. Obviously, he had the 43 minutes in overtime game back in the starting lineup, things like that. Ends up with the double double. I know after the Cal game, we were asking about him getting back to feeling like himself. But from a conditioning standpoint, do you feel he's kind of back to where he was pre-concussion before he went out?
I think rhythm wise, he's a lot closer to where he was prior to him sitting out 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks is 2.5 weeks. It's not easy just to come back and just get back into the flow. Seth is just one of those players that can just has the ability to make an impact in so many different areas. And so, yeah, he was able to score for us, especially down the stretch. He can knock down free throws, and for him to get 12 rebounds, you know, he's just one of those guys that can just impact a game in so many different areas. And he was able to do that against Boston College. And without him, we don't even have a chance to win.
Michael Coe.
Good morning, Hubert.
Good morning.
When you look at Pittsburgh, they had a great start to the season, then they dropped four straight games, and now they've gotten back on in the win column. What was it about them that gave them that hot start to the season, and what still makes them a dangerous team going into tomorrow night?
Well, I mean, they're just a really good team. I mean, Coach Capel does a great job coaching them. They're very tough. They're very physical. Defensively, um, they can do a number of things defensively on the ball. They're really good on the ball. A key to them is rebounding. When they rebound well, that puts them in a position to be successful. Um, but, from an offensive standpoint, they've got a number of guys that can get hot from three. Um, and they've got guards that just with the ball, whether it's one-on-one, pick and roll situation, can create shots not only for themselves but for their teammates. They're a really good basketball team. It's a Pitt team, skilled, tough, competitive, and that's what it will be tomorrow night at 9 p.m.
Thanks, Hubert.
Jerry DePaula.
Thank you. Good morning, Coach. You guys played a very difficult non-conference schedule. How do you think that has helped your team develop and grow now that you're in the ACC?
Well, I mean, the non-conference schedule that we played, I mean, we've seen it all. So, there's nothing in conference that we should be surprised at in regards to an individual and as a team. And so, us being able to have success against those really good teams, and for us to barely fall short gives us the experience of what it takes to be able to compete and beat good teams on a consistent basis. And so that's just going to be huge for us. The remainder of the ACC is how consistent can we be? How consistent can we be offensively, taking good shots, taking care of the basketball? How consistent can we be defensively, getting stops, rebounding, and defending without fouling? It just is what it is. That's just going to be the key for us, our consistency.
Adam Smith, go ahead, sir.
Hubert, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I know you've tweaked the starting lineup a couple times this season. That's no secret or anything. And I'm asking not in terms of Pitt, but just in a general sense moving forward. Do you think that's something that you might look at as something more fluid, just in terms of matchups, game by game, like different opponents and how you might stack up against them? Is that something that could be, I don't know, more of a fluid thing moving forward, do you think?
No, that's what it is. It is. It's a fluid situation. It's matchups, matchups in regards to starting the game, the rotations. It is a fluid situation. It's not fluid in some positions, but in other positions, it is fluid, and it's all determined really on the rhythm of us and just the matchups in terms of who we're playing. And so every game I look at it that way. There isn't going to be a set five. It will be determined by matchups and how guys are playing and rotations. There's a number of factors that'll go into who starts the game.
And probably what you're sensing too with all of that, you mean, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It really is.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, Adam.
Go back to Jeremiah.
Yeah, Hubert, just a quick one here. One thing you said after the game the other day was you put Ty Claude in for a little bit, and you said his energy kind of changed, the complexion of the game, or just the energy for your team. Obviously, he's a guy that's been around the college game, for a long time. Just what is he like in practice as a teammate? Like, what kind of energy does he bring, behind the scenes?
Yeah, that's just him. He brings that practice, shoot around. He brings that in the locker room, and the guys love being around him, love playing with him, and love teasing him and joking with him, because he's the oldest player on the team. So, a couple of guys call him grandpa and just different stuff like that, and that gets him going. But he did, his instinctive energy and effort is something that this group has needed on a daily basis. And so glad that he's here this season. And he played really well in the 5 minutes against Boston College. It was huge minutes for us.
Get one last quick one in from Rod Baxley.
Hubert, obviously you guys had started to put things together defensively before Saturday. What were some of the defensive issues you noticed when you guys went to watch the film, and what were those conversations like with the guys as you were going through that?
Well, they weren't conversations. It was a monologue by me. And when you said what kind of issues, it was everything. Ball pressure, half court, out of bounds underneath, in transition, guarding one-on-one, guarding in the post, discipline, stand down for shot fakes, boxing out, getting through screens, talking and communicating. There was a departure of all of that against Boston College. And I'm not sure why. And so I'm very thankful that we were able to pull it together and down the stretch make the plays that we needed to make in order to win against a Boston College team that played extremely well. And we're very fortunate to come away with the win.
Thanks, Hubert. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Yeah, Hubert, thank you. Much